feel so un-Christmassy now all of a sudden. Like I've got one ugly Christmas sweater and it's got a bad word on it, so I'm not.
Well, I know Adam's is kind of sketchy because it's actually my husband's sweater, and it's like, I don't want your balls on me. I don't know if that's appropriate.
Hello, everybody. David Courtney from TheaterMania here. I am here with so many people. Ben Rauhala, did I say that right? I've always practiced. Susan Egan, Courtney Reed, Adam J. Levy. We are talking about the Broadway Princess Party Holiday Concert, which is streaming now via 54 Below. I'm going to play a quick clip of the show so you could all see the Disney holiday magic, and we'll be right back.
Oh, it's my favorite! Oh, I can't believe it. I'm so touched, especially with this sweater on. There's something sweet and almost kind, but he was mean and he was cool.
I don't think he's actually playing Jingle Bells, Jingle Bells, Jingle all the way.
But isn't it Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell Rock? Oh, I guess it's the holidays. Wow, I'm a little narcissistic.
Ladies, it's a mashup.
Oh, of course it is. There's something sweet and almost kind, but he was mean and he was coarse and unrefined, and now he's dear and so unsure. I wonder why I didn't see it there before. What a bit alarming. Who'd have ever thought that this could be true? That he's a prince charming, but there's something.
I closed out of it because I don't want to give too much away, but man, that was amazing. I was not expecting that.
I love it.
Oh,
I was
man.
loving that.
Adam is so good in that number.
No, that's just
Right?
So what can people expect from this concert? So the concert is streaming through when, first of all?
Through December 26th.
Okay.
You can stream, watch anytime, watch multiple times. It's a lot of fun.
How, well, for starters, tell us about the Broadway Princess Party in general, and then how you guys adapted it into become a holiday concert.
Benj.
Well, the Broadway Princess Party, what you'll see actually 4 iconic princesses from the original Broadway productions of Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, Frozen, and Aladdin, plus our dashing prince, Adam Levy, and their fairy god, Fairy. And what we do is usually we sing the petticoats off of every single beloved princess song in the book. We do it in harmony, we do them in duets, and we cover all our bases. We squeeze them in. Also, you see special backstage stories from the girls who originated these roles. But then for the holiday party, we took that action-packed show that we do across the country, and we added the holiday element, which means we added holiday songs from, things like Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas, Olaf's Frozen Adventure, other holiday classics, because, why not? And then also tried to squeeze in as many princess songs as we could into different medleys and mashups and things. So it's even more kind of unpredictable and festive and fun. And we've been doing that for the last 2 years, and we've been touring Broadway Princess Party, the proper show, for 3 years, but we just celebrated our 5-year anniversary of the first time we ever did it at Feinstein's 54 Below.
I remember when you guys first did it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm for me, I'm like a huge Disney lover. I'm like seeing the sweaters that Susan is wearing right now.
Wait, you just see Courtney's. Courtney, stand up.
Seeing
Courtney.
Adam, I don't think yours is a Disney sweater, as we've
Well, certainly not.
But I need to find those now because I want them.
Merchoid.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
They gifted them to us, and so yes, we love them.
What? Because you guys tour with this across the country, as you just said. How did the pandemic shutdown affect all that? Did you guys have a lot of shows canceled? Did you start doing virtual stuff? Did it screw everything royally up?
Yes, royally up. You as aptly said, David. Yes. Yeah, we canceled about 40 dates. Our last show, which of course we didn't know was going to be our last show, was March 1st. And we had concerts the very next weekend lined up, and a lot of weekends past that. And they all went away, as we know happened to everybody. I mean, it's really honestly been a unifying experience between the Broadway world, the touring world, and high schools and colleges also doing the same. And it's been sad and awful in that sense. But
It
boy, we
happens
really
slowly.
appreciated we appreciate things in a different way now, for sure.
Mhm.
It was sort of a rolling
Oh, yeah.
rejection.
Oh,
They didn't
yeah.
get canceled all at once. You know, it was postponing one was canceled, then pushing it back again. When in March we thought, well, in 2 weeks we'll be back. So
Yeah. And then in April, we're like,
Figured
certainly
out.
by September.
Yeah. And Courtney, you were in a show.
Concert moment. We did one in Susan's living room in September while we were rehearsing a few things, which was so festive. But this felt like a real upgrade because, bless us, but like Adam had to learn to be an audio person. Laura's husband did video, and this time around we got to have actually 5 cameras. They advertised 4, but they had a 5th camera just on me. So, you know, we had 5 cameras, and we had, you know, our iconic, you know, Amanda and KJ there on sound and lights. I mean, Cody's team doing it, and so it really. It's cool that like the way our industry has pivoted and found different ways to do this, that in September we were in our living rooms, and by December, you know, we got to be where we started this, having a really high tech, cool experience.
What was it like to do this show? I mean, there were a lot of people in the room, but there was no audience, and you guys are used to selling out like all over the place. Is it weird to like do a concert like this and then hear like nothing after you sing?
Oh my gosh, yes. Because our shows are like rock concerts.
Yeah.
It's like when you do a show 8 times a week on Broadway and then you do a rehearsal and you're like, oh, right, there's no audience. It's the weirdest feeling. But I think we did a good job. I don't want to say we did. I mean, I think that we all pivoted in a way and we're like playing off of each other and sort of like imagining the smiling faces and seeing the folks behind the camera at home, sitting at home, just sort of imagining them with their hot cocoa watching us. But yeah, it's totally weird.
I think there was fun to be had in looking into the camera like old-timey Romper Room or, you know, Sesame Street. We're like, you with the hot chocolate. Like, we definitely had fun with that. Benji and I have a sing-along moment where usually we have the entire audience singing with us. So it was like, everybody sing, the 4 crew guys sing, you know what I mean? And because everybody at home understands, like, this has been unifying. It's we all understand what is going on, and we understand that everybody's making it up as we go. And so there is a forgiveness and almost like a joy and a camaraderie that goes with like, okay, we're gonna try this now. And yet, as Benji said, the 54 Below shoot was gorgeous with high-tech cameras, the lighting. They had special lighting effects so that everything looks twinkly and holiday-ish. It was it felt really good to get back into a professional space.
I'm so glad that they did this too, because like this concert is catnip for me. It like combines Christmas stuff and like Christmas music, which is everything that I love.
Thank you, David.
How do you go about, and I've asked this of a lot of people that have been doing Christmas concerts, like when you're sitting down to create a set list of like holiday songs, like how do you cull through the wealth of material to like come up with like a 80-minute concert's worth of stuff?
Benj.
Yeah, great question. I mean, I have to think back to like 2 years ago. We were like writing the show while we were on the road doing the other one. I remember being on different flights and like writing medleys and being like, Laura, does this make any sense if these lyrics go into these? You know, I think we brainstormed a list of like what holiday songs people liked, you know, and some of those became medleys. Like we opened with a medley that's We Need a Little Christmas, the Chipmunk Christmas song, and then It's the Most Wonderful Time of Year.
Oh, amazing.
you know, and I knew it from my personal taste. I was like, okay, I need the Christmas song and I need Have Yourself. Like after that, I'm like golden. And then you have Courtney, so you're like, well, definitely we're gonna do I Want for Christmas Is You. It's like not optional. You know, actually, you know what? I like really met the set list. I'm like, I really wanted Susan to sing from The Beauty and the Beast enchanted Christmas movie that she's never seen. And so I sent that out to her. Susan had the cool idea. There's that Jingle Bell that they were watching. That was actually Susan's idea. She was, you know, something there is kind of Christmassy. Do you think you could put like a Jingle Bell situation with that? And I was like, no. No, but then I was like, maybe. And then sat down at the piano and I was like, actually, okay, Suze, I see you. I think that was around the first time we did In Summer back in the day. Actually, and it was sad that first year because we had all these grand ideas about Hanukkah moments for Adam, and then Adam booked the national tour of Waitress, and so Adam was not with us.
We got an email last week asking from someone, Nicole, I think her name was, would love to hear a Hanukkah song in the celebration, and I wrote back and I said, I'm so glad, know that we're inclusive just with our presence, but we need to write a great Hanukkah song before we can do that.
Yeah. Because it's either like the Hanukkah song or the dreidel song, and
a couple years ago, we attempted the one from A Christmas Story, where I just jumped around the stage like a crazy person with Adam, and it was fun. But I think in answering your question, David, about how did we choose, we do have this framework of princess that you take the Christmas song or the holiday song and you're like, does it fit within the framework of Christmas? And so it eliminates some out of them. And that one, although it was really fun to perform, it just was like such a left turn, way not part of our show. But we tried the first year.
And there is that balance, right? Where you want to make sure it's like, you don't want to sacrifice Susan singing Belle for Susan singing the Hanukkah song, because it's like that delicate balance of like, oh gosh, what are we going to do?
Although we do use in this one, and at last I see the lights, and Benji massages that into It's About Light.
It's a Miracle of Light song, kind of. It's a Miracle of Lantern Lights. They lasted for 8 days, I'm sure.
I just had this vision of Courtney as Princess Jasmine singing Adam Sandler's The Hanukkah Song, and for some reason it really tickles me.
You know what? I might steal that idea.
We were writing it.
No, it's a terrible idea. It might be funny, but it's...
Mother God lights the menorah.
Oh my God, that song.
What does it mean to you guys to be able to do this show and bring this kind of joy to people, especially this holiday season?
Oh, Court, take it.
I want to hear Adam.
I think that watching it back, seeing the live chat on that night that it was released, and everybody can watch it on demand now, but it looks so different than how it felt. Like, I was afraid that it wasn't going to feel as intimate and as personal as it did, and as holiday and festive. And I really always do feel strongly about the fact that you cannot bring a live show to your TV and it will be the same experience, and it really won't. But this, gosh, got darn near close, because I was so emotional watching the show, and I've watched it a million times. I mean, I was bawling when Aisha was singing "Oh Holy Night." And then seeing the live chats and seeing how everyone was feeling during that moment, I just knew that we were all together. And that's kind of what the holidays are for, is bringing all the folks together. So if we can do a small part of that, I am thrilled.
Oh, Aisha singing "Oh Holy Night," man.
Like, what?
Right.
If that's all you watch of this show, it's worth it.
Yeah.
That's worth the price of admission. Thank goodness we did a costume change after that, right? Like, how do you follow that?
You don't.
Sweaters.
Sweaters.
Just incredible.
And Adam, you're the prince in all this, I would imagine.
Some days.
Yeah.
And then other days they let me in a dress. And
Stop it. You created a brand new song in this concert, Adam.
True. Lost in the Woods, which I think Ben, this is Ben's role, not only in the Princess Party, but in our lives, which is, if there's new Disney content out, like a new movie, a new something, he checks in almost weekly and is like, have you seen Frozen 2 yet? And we'll keep asking, have you seen the Aladdin remake yet? Until we've done our homework. And so I think the third time he asked, we were on a flight and he was like, we're watching it. It's Delta. They have it. And I fell in love with Frozen 2. I just think it's brilliant. And I think you knew then that Lost in the Woods would make it in. It's just such a good song. And of course, Jonathan Groff in the Broadway family. And I think it was fun. I'm excited. Maybe we'll explore it more in the future.
Oh, it's so good for Adam too. It's like perfect for him because it's so good in your voice and it's so campy and fun. Like I haven't seen it. Spoiler alert, I haven't seen it, but I swear when
speaking of people who haven't seen Frozen 2.
I tried during quarantine. I really did.
But it's so good. I was like, Benj, what is this song? I'm listening to Jonathan Groff singing this song, and I'm like, this is weird. Like, I don't get it. And then they showed me the video of like the music video of it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it makes all this sense now. It's so amazing. Good.
It's just so nice to talk to a room full of Disney people.
Oh.
We did like Disney World on our honeymoon. Like we're huge Disney people.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's romantic.
I miss Disney World.
Yeah. Yeah. We were my wife and I were both talking about how we'd just much rather be there now than anywhere else.
Truly.
Yeah. It is open, but not for
me vaccination though, I'm gonna be in. I'll like whatever I need to do. I'll do anything. I'm like get.
Oh yeah, the second I inject that stuff into my veins, we're hopping on a plane.
Oh yeah, baby. Disney magic right here.
Pods.
Susan and Courtney, while I have you, I wanna discuss like favorite moments doing your respective Disney shows on Broadway, Beauty and the Beast and all that. And,
Suze, go for it.
I mean, I think so, Beauty and the Beast was the first foray onto the Broadway stage for Disney. And we really, now it seems like a foregone conclusion that they would become a big Broadway producer, but that was not the case at that time. We didn't know if this would be like one and done, if it would close right away. We also were warned by the Disney executives, you're going to have kids running up and down the aisle. It's going to be kind of a madhouse. And it wasn't. It wasn't. These kids sat enraptured because they'd been watching the video, at home of the VHS of the movie. And they sat so beautifully and were so interested in what else we could show them about these characters. But my favorite part was they did all show up to the play wearing their Belle yellow dress from the Disney store. And I did the show a lot. And on days where I'm like, gosh, I'm kind of tired, I'd take my coffee out in front of the theater where, I had like bright red pixie cut hairdo. Nobody knew I was Belle. And I would watch the little girls come in and it would make it so personal. And I would, think about them while I was doing the show. It would be impossible to phone it in because, it's their one and only chance to see it. But there was one night when, right before Terry and I, the Beast and I were going to waltz, I'm revealed in the big yellow dress. And I mean, this was Anne Holt Ward won the Tony Award for this. This dress cost more than my yearly salary. Okay. And it was spectacular. And I came out in this dress and this little girl about 8th row center jumps up in her seat and she says, she looks just like me. And like the entire audience laughed. I laughed, Terry laughed, Lumiere, Cogsworth, Mrs. Potts laughed, Chip laughed. And it was just one of those moments where it's live theater and we are all everybody, the 2,000 people in the audience, the 100 people on stage and backstage, we're sharing in the moment of that little girl's joy. And it never got old. And that was something I think unique to the fact that it was a Disney musical, that there was such a love for this music and that character long before they entered the theater. It was amazing.
I love that story.
Courtney.
So cute. She looks just like me.
Yes.
It was Leah, your niece.
It was Benji. It was Benji.
It was me.
It was Benji.
Probably, actually.
Courtney, were you like petrified the first time they took you up on the magic carpet in the New Amsterdam? Was that like terrifying?
You know what? That's so funny. Somebody asked me that yesterday. It was not actually that terrifying. And I talked about this yesterday on this podcast, but I was like, you know, when you're riding a roller coaster and you're like, if I'm going to die, the person next to me is going to die too. So like, I think we'll die together. And I was like, just looked at Adam Jacobs. I'm like, well, we're going down together if we're going down. But honestly, like Tom Schumacher is the best because he is very serious about, any technical, what is that called?
Safety protocol.
Like safety protocols, like hazards and things like that. He's like very, very meticulous about that. And so, I was just about to reveal like how the carpet works. Oh my God. I was about to be fired from Disney forever.
Yeah.
Okay, can't do that. But he did this thing where it was like, never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
It's magic. It's all Disney magic. But no, I think my favorite part, one of my favorite memories from the show is opening night when the carpet took flight and we got a standing ovation. It was so amazing. And it's like, obviously we like kiss and the whole thing. And then like, you know, the song ends and we just feel the audience like on their feet. And I was like, this is amazing because I didn't get to be a part of Friend Like Me or Arabian Nights or except I come in a cart and I leave in Arabian Nights or Prince Ali. So all of those big production numbers, especially Friend Like Me, used to get a standing ovation every night. And I got to stand back and watch it, but I was like never a part of it. So finally opening night, I get to be a part of like the standing O. So that was a big moment for me.
That made me cry.
I love that story. Adam, which Disney role would you want to do on Broadway? Because as far as I can tell, you've never done a Disney show on Broadway. Is that fair to say?
No, that is true. In this life, anyway.
Yeah.
Yet.
Gosh. Honestly,
someone in the comments suggested you as Flynn.
Such a good Flynn writer.
Yeah.
And you do a magical job on that in this concert.
Because he's bad, right?
He's bad.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean right? You've never seen it?
No, I have, but I'm just remembering he's a villain in the end.
No.
That makes it more
No.
Power, that's how they
Not in the end.
I mean, spoiler alert.
Flynn
He's kind of like a bad boy.
It's Patrick. Yeah.
Okay, so what we've learned is I need to see Tangled again.
I was going to say 15-year-old movie spoilers. Here we go.
But honestly, every time I saw Aladdin, I just feel like he gets to do so much in that one role. He's playful, he's leading man, he's really earnest, and just Adam Jacobs did such a beautiful job. I feel like if I just etched out his last name, that I could maybe just pop in for a weekend unnoticed.
I'm sure the J is your initial, so.
Correct.
Listen, I want you to play Prince Eric. That's important to me. I hope that happens.
It's important.
He was definitely part of my childhood. You know, it was like, oh, that's interesting. Anyway, Ariel.
I know exactly. Well, you know, I had a Prince Eric and an Ariel doll. They were good friends. It was the wedding couple. But then they gave Prince Eric a rat tail on Broadway, and it ruined the fantasy for me. So I'm sorry, it wasn't your fault. It was a wig, but it was not it for me.
You're right. Why'd they do that?
You'd be a really good Kristoff as well.
Wow, you guys, this has really turned a beautiful corner.
Like you could also do, you know, like Aida.
Oh,
that
would love to do Radaman.
I mean, you know.
Basically, Adam should
how's that, David?
believe that deeply.
Yeah. Friends, I thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. The concert is available. Susan, remind me, the December 26th, the concert.
Yes, the concert can be streamed. Go to 54below.com and you'll find us there, and you can stream it through the 26th.
And it's the perfect thing to do Christmas Eve, Christmas night, gather the whole family. It's a really delightful show.
And there is a song about the day after Christmas, so it's also appropriate for December 26th.
That's true. That's true.
We know all of you. Happy Christmas.
Thanks,
David.
David.
Thanks, David. Thanks, everybody.